Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting Transformers Generations Studio Series 86, the Transformers the Movie, Leader Class, Grimlock. I'd like to thank you all for watching my videos. If you like what you see, please comment below. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ding that bell so that you know when my content drops in the future. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. And first off, let's start by taking a look at the packaging. Pretty much know what to expect at this point if you've watched some of my other Studio Series 86 videos. Transformers Generations. Oops, get it out the light there. Yeah, Generations. The Transformers the Movie Studio Series 8606, Grimlock, and Autobot Wheelie. On the side here, nice blown up artwork of Grimlock. 8606 Studio Series Leader Class. On the top, the light window, Transformers the Movie. On this side, Authentic Transformers. The artwork of Grimlock and Wheelie. 86. Awesome. On the bottom, barcode, legally, symbols, foreign languages, that kind of stuff. 8+ Hasbro. Let's adjust the camera a little bit. Big screen inspired scale detail backdrop. No and this time. The Transformers the Movie, Grimlock, and Autobot Wheelie. Mockery of Justice. 24 steps to transform him. Backdrop included. Grimlock and the Dinobots storm the Quintesson courtroom. Awesome. More fine print. Hasbro. Warning! Don't stick things in your oral orifice, blah, blah, blah. And on the inside of the packaging, of course, clamshell. That out of the way. Take a short look at the backdrop if I can get it out of the box. Also, inside the box, the legalese papers, and of course, the instructions, Grimlock and Autobot Wheelie. You know, pretty standard, nice clear illustrations. That does it for the instructions. And the outside box. Let's take a look at the insert. There we go. Studio Series 8606, Transformers 86, Transformers the Movie, and the area where some Quintessons are likely to get their butts handed to them. And that does it for the packaging. All right, let's take a look at robot mode. I know I'm switching it up a little bit on you guys. I usually start with alt mode. But for me, with the Dinobots, the robot mode is the alt mode. When I have Dinobots displayed, I display them, of course, in their dinosaur modes. So this is, to me, this is the alt mode. So we'll start with it. And we'll just pull off Wheelie. Maybe let's take a look at Wheelie first. Come off of there, Wheelie. As you can see, he has a little peg. Has a little peg right here, and Grimlock has little holes in his shoulders for him to sit. Now, there's not a whole lot to say with this Wheelie. He's more of an accessory than a figure. He does have some limited articulation. His head will go all the way around. He looks down that much. He looks up that much, not at all. And because it's on a ball joint, it does have a little tilt to it. Again, the arms are also on ball joints, so all the way around. And this one has a cutout so that you can flip the arm like that so he can shoot his slingshot. Legs go back that far. Go forward that far. They do spread apart. He does have waist articulation all the way around. Articulation on this arm is pretty much the same as the other one. Nothing at the wrists or elbows. Nothing at the knees. Nothing ankles. You can pull his slingshot out of his hand, and is what it is. Very simple accessory. And goes right back in his hand. And if you work with him a little bit, you can make him stand up by himself. All right. That does it for Wheelie. Let's take a look at Grimlock. Here's his gun. Pretty simple, but it does have some nice detailing in it. Not much of a peg for him to hold, though. But that's okay, he holds it. Right. Let's take a look at the articulation. He can't look up at all. He looks down that far. Does go all the way around. If you move these wing parts out of the way, the arms are on a ratchet. It'll go back that far. Not quite all the way around because the wings get in the way. At the elbow, good bit more than 90. Swivel at the wrist. Arms go out 90 degrees. Let's put them up out of the way. All right, full 360 at the waist. He will kick back that far and forward that far. About not quite 90 at the knee. And his legs spread apart that far. Pretty much all the way. As far as his feet go, he does have tilt at the ankle, and that's it. No pivot. This will come loose, but you can't really do anything with it. Come on, get back in there. Now, one thing, I've seen some other reviewers talk about, and it's this piece right here, which, like the G1, is supposed to be a smoky color, just like it is. And you can see the Autobot symbol is behind there, and it is a little hard to see. This could have been, I think they could have done this a little bit lighter. Still made it smoky looking like this, but just a little bit lighter. But it is what it is. I want to say the G1 one, I remember the G1 piece being even darker than this one. And at some point, I'll get him out and may do a comparison video with it. I do have an old G1 Grimlock. He's in pretty rough shape, though. Oh, that one's scratched. Mine's scratched. Dadgummit. What? That, I think, does it. Oh, no light pip. So, but I do think they did a nice paint job on the eyes. And there's not a lot of paint on this Grimlock, but where they did paint him, I think it's appropriate and it looks good. And here on the legs, I'm not sure if these are painted or molded. This I'm pretty sure is molded. These are molded. And I'm pretty sure that does it for robot mode. Now, let's see if I can remember how to transform him. I like to start out with taking his fists and folding them in. Put the dinosaur head back at about 90 degrees. Fold the wings back. The chest piece untabs. There's the slots. There's the tabs. And you just fold the head down. And unlock the backs of the feet. Fold these parts down. And you'll want to fold these in. And as you see, there's a post. I don't know if you can see it real good. There's a post right here that runs all the way through the leg. But as you can see, there's, a curve right here. And it's supposed to, this piece is supposed to ride this and bend in on its own. I don't like to let it do that, so I just kind of push on it a little bit as I fold it in. Same thing on this side. And they snap together. And we'll take a look down here. This is on a hinged piece. Comes on out. Kind of like the 86 Jazz's windshield. That hinge. Or the back windshield, I guess I should say. All right, and you know what? I shouldn't have tabbed it together yet. So I will untab it and then fold these over. Or at least I will try to. And then snap all that into place. All right, bring the chest down here. There's tabs right here on either side, and a big old slot, but it fits right on in there. Just like that. Alright, fold the wings down. And tab, or post and hole, rather post and hole. And just join them together and put the posts in the hole. And this should, well, it's supposed to fold on down. Maybe I gotta do that first. There we go. Fold it down, then pop them together. And then his head. And then his arms fold out. They have a ball joint at the shoulder and a hinge at the elbow. That's all the articulation the arms have. They will go all the way. Well, not all the way around, but I guess if you break him at the elbow. But anyway. Ah! Me Grimlock broke. And just snaps back in there. His head looks up that far, down that far. Mouth does open. Oops. Articulation on the legs. They'll go all the way around just like the arms would. And part of the transformation, I didn't just do it, but I'll go ahead and do it now, is the elbow, just kind of pop it out to give him a slight bend, but he does have more than 90 degrees at the knee there. Another thing I like about this 86 Grimlock is, maybe you'll be able to see it, maybe not. Anyway, right now, let me get it in there. Right here is a peg for a blast effect, even though he didn't come with a blast effect. You can do one like this. Oops, I mean for y'all to see all those lights. But he is blast effect compatible, and I think that looks pretty good. Oops. And if I can quit bumping the camera. As far as wheelie goes, again, he has holes in his knees and peg. There's pegs on each side of Grimlock's neck. Although you can't use both of them at one time. He doesn't like to stay on there super great. And there he is. Oh, another thing about Grimlock is he does not have any front teeth. Somebody, I'm not calling any names, Wheelie, shot his teeth out. Poor Grimlock. How's he going to eat cesium bologna with no front teeth? Well, I do believe that does it for Dino mode. Alright, now let's do a comparison with the Titans Returns wheelie versus the 86 that comes with Grimlock wheelie, and the Power of the Primes Grimlock compared to the 86 Studio Series Grimlock. And let's get Wheelie out of the way, or move him off to the side rather. As you can see, the Voyager class Power of the Primes Grimlock is much smaller than the Leader class 86 Grimlock. He almost looks like a baby Grimlock. I think that this section looks a lot better than this section. The dinosaur mode on 86 Grimlock definitely cleans up a lot better. And that does it for the Grimlocks in dinosaur mode. And let's take a look at Wheelie. I don't know if it's real fair to compare these two guys. One is an actual action figure and one's more like an accessory. But at least the 86 accessory Wheelie came with an accessory. His energy slingshot. And since this one doesn't transform, I'm not going to do a comparison on transformation between these two. Alright, next up will be a comparison of the robot modes. Alright, and here's a comparison of the robot modes. As you can see, Leader class Grimlock. Let me untie my tongue. Leader class Grimlock is a good bit taller than Voyager class Grimlock from Power of the Primes. The stickers and colorations and stuff on, especially like the eyes. I don't know if you can see the red eyes visor. The stickers, the colorations and stuff on the Power of the Primes version reminds me a lot more of the G1 toy than the cartoon. Whereas the 86, of course, because it is directly based on the cartoon, is much more like the cartoon. And 86, to me, he cleans up a lot better than the Power of the Prime ones, but the 86 one does not suffer from having to do the combiner gimmick, so he definitely should clean up a lot better. There's no just forward and back on these wings where these will tilt up and down. I do like that. Alright. I do believe that does it for comparison of the robot mode. One last thing I wanted to take a look at is how this Grimlock scales up with the deluxe class Dinobots from the Power of the Primes. And maybe I can keep my swoop on his stand there. Can't really see him though, can you? Let's back it up a little bit. There we go. Sludge. Slag. And Snarl. So these guys might work with this Grimlock temporarily, at least until the Studio Series brings us the other Dinobots, which I believe are in the works. Don't know how long it's going to take, but at least it is said to be in the works. So this may work in your display temporarily, but definitely not permanently together for these guys. All right, my final thoughts on Studio Series 86 Grimlock Leader Class. This is a great, awesome, super figure. They included Wheelie as an accessory. They really didn't have to. This figure looks awesome. One thing I did forget to mention when I was talking about dinosaur mode is he does have weapon storage. I don't particularly care for how it looks, but he has two slots right there and two pegs right here on the gun. And they get out of the way, Wheelie. Just kind of snaps into place there. Maybe. Or maybe not. Hang on a second. It's a little hard to do it when your waist stretched out. All right. And there is how his gun stores when he's in dinosaur mode. Again, it's okay. It's a place to store it. I don't much care for how that looks, but it is what it is, I guess. And there is Grimlock ready to eat cesium salami and beryllium bologna, because I think I got that joke wrong in one of the earlier segments. I think I said cesium bologna. But anyway, cesium salami, beryllium bologna, Autobot Wheelie, Dinobot Grimlock, me Grimlock am leader. Class. And there he is. A very nicely done Grimlock. Oh, and he does have neck articulation in dinosaur mode also. I did forget to mention that earlier. But this is the mode he will be staying with, and he'll be palling around with those deluxe class Power the Primes Dinobots until suitable replacements come along for my display. But if you are on the fence about this guy, don't be. It's a definite purchase. Great. I think this is the best Grimlock that Hasbro has ever done. I don't have the Masterpiece, so I can't compare it to how well the Masterpiece is, but I think this one actually scales better than pictures I have seen of the Masterpiece Grimlock. So, thank you for watching my video. If you like what you saw, please comment below. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ding that bell so that you know when my future content arrives. And with all that said, I'll see you next time.